Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saturn, the Lord of Karma. Just the sound of that word karma gives me the shivers. That's why I picked it, so I could get over it. Just a couple of things. I'm going to be talking pretty soft. I hope that you can all hear me. I have a sore throat, and I have a little cup of tea with a lot of honey here. But this video needs to get done. I leave for Mexico very early tomorrow morning. I've had this sore throat for a few days, so the pressure is on. I went to do this video yesterday, and I'm using right off my computer, and I used the camera for the first time, and it was off the whole time that I did the video. So at the end of talking for an hour, I go to review it, and there's nothing there, and my throat was dying. This is Saturn. This is Saturn. Obstacles, limitations, blocks, hindrances. And we have to have endurance. We have to persevere. We have to step into our core, and we have to determine. We have to commit. I am going to get this video done. Boom. Saturn is very character building. It really builds our character. It helps us to grow up and mature, come out of our wishy-washy, little subjective needs and moods, okay? For what? The greater good of future generations of other people. So it is our career, our business, our office. But there's an interesting thing, and why I picked the Lord of Karma is because I really want to delve into this a little bit, because it is also about these duties, responsibilities, and expectations to other people, sometimes brought on by the government. Okay, you're supposed to go fight a war, you're drafted, okay, or your boss, working at the bank, and you're kind of cheating the people or whatever, but it's your job and it's your physical financial security. Saturn is all about, Capricorn is all about our physical financial security, having a good reputation, getting the job, getting promoted. So there comes a time, or a religious, okay, religious rules, laws, morals, ethics, obligations that say, like money is the root of all evil. So we have a poverty consciousness. We stay away from money, So we have all these external sources. Teachers, my fourth grade teacher could have told me something that, I won't forget. Right, and parents especially, okay, because the younger we are, the more impressionable we are. But this is all a setup. Saturn is, from your past lives. Your birth chart reflects your karma for this life. And so what we're saying is your soul wants to really look into the house, sign, and aspects of where Saturn is placed, to see where external conditioning has taken a priority over your soul, over your essence, over your truth. This is where the karma comes in. This is where the karma comes in. Because if I am not true to myself, and I just follow blindly, I can do harm, right? I can do something bad or wrong. And I can try to hide it from society, protect my reputation, wear a mask or a persona, and go farther and farther and farther away from expressing my truth. So it becomes very important for us. Saturn actually helps us to stay in touch with our core, the nadi. Yeah, it's down in the belly, the moon down here, Cancer. Staying in touch with ourself and balancing our subjective inner needs with our duties, responsibilities, and commitments, so that we only make the right commitments. And when we set goals, okay, those goals are in our alignment. I'm not taking this job or marrying this person or whatever because my father, wanted me to, or society says I should, or the church says I need to, whatever. Yeah. We make our choices coming from our solid source core, and then we are the author of our own life, and we manage true authority, not false, fake personas. And this is how we make good karma. This is how we really step into roles of leadership that are authentic, true, and expressive of our unique gifts and qualities. Whereas the bad karma happens when we are not true to ourselves. We make commitments, or we make goals, or we, do things that are not, it's not us, it's not our truth. And ultimately, time, Chronos, Saturn, will show us this fails. This doesn't work. This contract, it needs to be torn up. And then we can experience backlash. We can hurt other people. We can, cause damage, sorrow, which is, not always a sweet thing. But Saturn is this reflective force that wants to help us. He is a taskmaster. Reflect, get serious and get sober about this matter. So let's look at it through the signs and houses, but I'm going to deal mostly with planets. Eugenia's doing houses, Jules is doing transits and things like that, so I think you'll get enough with the different signs. But let's say Saturn is in the first house. Saturn is in the sign of Aries, and or Saturn is in aspect to the planet Mars. I'm going to just deal with Saturn, Mars, okay? Mars, my desire, my natural instinct, my call to action, my pioneering, instinctive, impulsive, automatic, semi-conscious, kind of like, I am. The challenging aspects and the challenges that will come when Saturn aspects Mars, okay, is what? External conditioning has conditioned that impulse, conditioned that, okay, oh, you can't just have a impulse. It needs to be serious, sober. You need to be goal-oriented. You need to be committed. Mars Saturn has to do with ambition and drive. So, yeah, how, because it's taking, the positive side of that is it's taking that Martian energy that could just scatter like a shotgun all over the place. Saturn is going to take that Mars and form it and go, son, you've got to go this way. You've got to, walk this way, talk this way, be this way. And so, the positive side is a lot of self-discipline, a lot of drive, okay, to really accomplish. And the downside is what? A lack of spontaneity, a lack of lightness, okay, a lack of, my own fiery, dynamic expression. It's always conditioned. It's always held. So Saturn can suppress this Mars and say it's got to be a certain way. This is good and this is bad. This is the right use of your sexual energy. This is the wrong use of your sexual energy. You do this and be, straightforward and committed and you will succeed and be good. You get wild or crazy or uncontrolled or selfish or whatever, and you will go down. So judgment comes in at an early age, probably because you're judging yourself on a soul level regarding your expression of your desire. And you need to get into your core to really distinguish and determine what is conditioning and what is my true expression of my masculine energy. And this is the dynamic that Saturn will bring, and it will bring obstacles and limits and hindrances, when it comes to sex, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to ambition, when it comes to just like getting what you want. It's not always easy because you have to like reflect and think about, okay, really, is this what my mom wanted or is this what I want? Is this what my partner wants or is this what I want? Okay, this is, and I really grow. I mature. And I become an authority on understanding the masculine, on how to act, when not to act, how to have clear established boundaries around my actions and my commitments. This is this Martian Saturn connection. It can lead to a sovereign, autonomous, powerful expression of yourself and your truth through time and maturity. We always say Saturn is the second half of life, usually. After 42 is really when you are in this state of maturity, certainly after your Saturn return at 28, 29. Saturn can really take another level. Yeah. Pretty much Saturn is by house until your first Saturn return. After that, it has more to do with developing the sign. But I'm talking more about aspects to planets. Okay? You got that? Another aspect I'd say to Saturn and Mars is just that when we suppress our natural instincts and desires, it leads to anger and rage. So Saturn Mars can also be, if you are not, just really expressing your truth, but you're just following the instructions or following the rules or following the laws, even though you are a rebel, even though you want a new paradigm, even though you hate this job, even though you can't stand this relationship, it's like I feel weak or I feel suppressed and oppressed, and you're just going to get, you're going to get more and more angry, and you might kick the dog. Okay, you can have what's that called? Displaced anger. I'm angry at my boss, but I kick the dog. I'm angry at the government, but I yell at my wife. This kind of a thing. So, when you stop suppressing, the anger goes away. The rage goes away. Anger management can have to do with really tapping into doing your spiritual practice, meditating on what is my desires. And they may be, nonconformist. They may be revolutionary. They may be different. You may be here to be an authority, okay, on change. Mars wants to bring in change. Anger says, I don't like this the way it is. I want to change it. So Mars is a changer. So you want to use your Saturn-Mars energy potently, yeah, to make those changes. Saturn-Venus. Taurus, second house. Libra, seventh house. Venus, love, Aphrodite, what I'm attracted to, beauty, art, the five physical senses, my sight and my hearing and my smell and my taste and my touch. It's Earth. The Taurus side of Venus is Earth. It's my body. It's the resources that I have. My body is a resource. Money is a resource. I use that money to buy things that what? I'm attracted to, that I like, that I value. It has to do with our values, kind of at the bottom line. What is important to me? What do I value? I give this. We give value to things. Yeah. Some people will give more value to some things and less value to other things. And other people can do the opposite. So we have unique personal values. We are attracted to unique personal things. And it has also to do, okay, with acceptance and the feminine, Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. This feminine nature is the ability to receive. I attract. Yes, I'm attracted to. That's more Mars, but I attract. Okay. I am beautiful. I am the horn of plenty. I am the fountain of youth. Come drink from my waters. Yeah. It's this ability to receive. You have a good Venus, if you are able to receive. What do you do when people compliment you? Oh, you look beautiful today. What do? You go, oh, you look beautiful too, right? Deflect, okay? Or just kind of ignore. Or do you really take it in and say, thank you, I decided to wear, this necklace today because it's my favorite necklace and I really wanted to, share it with you today. So Venus is just like the sensuous. It is the physical, sexual side of lovemaking. It's earthly love. And it's this receiving and giving. Mars is more about the giving, okay? And the charge and the entrance, the phallus. And Venus is more about, yes, I receive. It's the goddess. Mars is the god. Venus is the goddess. We are all both. Very often women need to get more in touch with their God, Mars, and men need to get more in touch with their Venus, goddess, but depends on your particular essence. Yeah. Not your physical gender. So, Saturn to Venus. Okay. Saturn to Venus, it can be hard because if I want to receive, I have to feel worthy. I have to feel worthy to receive. I have to feel good about myself. I have to love myself in order to receive love. This is the other side of the Libra relationship side of Venus. Yeah? If you want somebody to love you, you first have to love yourself. Relationships are this mirror that we have. Yeah? So, you know what? Good. And so this goes on. When Saturn comes in, Saturn is conditions, right? Conditional love. I will love you if you get the job done, if you clean your room, if you, take a bath, whatever. I mean, so we have this conditioning around, we have external authorities telling us what's valuable and what's not valuable. Okay. A degree is very valuable. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to make any money without a degree. You've got to go to college. And you're an artist. And all you want to do is, paint, make jewelry or something. So, you have this, you can have these, but the tendency with Saturn, Venus is going to be, oh, God, I need a degree. I need, a BFA, a bachelor's in fine arts if I'm going to be an artist. Okay. Or I need to, prove that I'm an artist to society. Or I have to, prove to my father that I'm an artist, by getting this piece of paper. I mean, it's just like, so, there can be this, and also about values, about what's important. Sometimes maybe I follow what other people value. Oh, everybody's chasing money. Everybody wants money. Saturn, Venus can be materialistic. It's like, oh yeah, man, money is going to, really give me an ability to love myself and be beautiful and, attract people and, because this is what, is advertising. This is a social capitalistic model. Okay. It's just like the Western world is so hell bent. I won't only say the Western world because I've gone in the Eastern world too, and there everybody's after the money. It's like everybody's got a Saturn Venus thing going on. Anyway, it can also be just with this ability to receive. Saturn can hinder, block. It's like, you need to, so Saturn is wanting us to reflect and go deeper beneath the surface, beneath the conditioning, beneath what society says, beneath what other people say, and really understand Venus, understand love, understand the 5 physical senses, understand my body, my spiritual relationship to my physical body. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. It is divine love. How does divine love translate into physical sexual love? Venus is earthly physical sexual love. Taurus. So we have this whole way where it's peeling back the layers. And in the meantime, Saturn will not make it easy for us. I mean, he's a taskmaster. You've got to look at your values. You've got to look at what you are attracted to. You've got to really let go of what? When we are in an environment of judgment, guess what? We mirror our environment and we can become judgmental. Yeah. So these strong Saturn aspects can also reflect a soul that has taken on somebody else's values and become judgmental towards those who hold different alternative values. So we can judge ourselves and we can judge other people when it comes to Saturn. And what we really need to look at is what are the standards of those judgments? What is the criteria for those judgments? Each and every soul has its own unique set of values, needs, and desires that change in the course of its life, in the course of its evolution. Saturn can tend to make things rigid, fixed through time. Okay? My favorite color has always been blue since I was a little kid, and it's never going to change. Okay. Hmm. You kind of get this? The strong side of the Saturn Venus is a very reflective nature that really, you know, has this ability to love, to sustain love, to commit, to really hang in there, to go deep, to become an authority on love, to become an authority on receptivity, to appreciate different people's values and resources. It can even be on a financial level, okay? It can be in an artistic level, fine art, a gallery owner, okay? Saturn also has to do with business. So Venus could be your business. Saturn, Mars could be your business. Be a great coach, okay? An athlete, right? A surgeon. Mars is, the sword, the scalpel. Venus could be, I own an art gallery. I run the art museum, okay? I teach art, okay? I teach beauty. I could be a model, right? I've really come to look at and value and honor myself, my body, and can also lead to riches. I'm doing pretty freaking good here with, I've learned how to receive in a very good way. And I have established good, healthy boundaries when it comes to money. Let's look at Mercury. Ruler Gemini, third house, Mercury, Saturn, Mercury. It also rules Virgo in the sixth house. Mercury, left brain thinking, analyzing how to get from A to B, how to do business and commerce and emails and Facebook, connect with my immediate environment. Third house is my brothers and sisters. It's my lower school education where I do what I'm told and I learn my numbers. So it's my thinking, and it has to do with attitude. It has to do with curiosity, interest. Mercury, there's like the eternal youth. Gemini is the eternal youth. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. I'm interested in this. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in so many things that I can't really finish any of them. Not so with Saturn. Saturn, Mercury. Okay, it's going to slow that puppy down. It's going to mature. Okay, that's eternal youth, the puella, the puer. Mercury's associated with the eternal youth. And it's going to dampen. Let's say that the negative side is what external conditioning has, given you an attitude. And you can get very much more judgmental. And you can get very narrow-minded. It's got to be like this because this is the way, my high school teacher told me this is the way the world is. So I have my point of view. And I could be very good at biology, but I don't know anything about anything else. And I don't talk about anything else. And I don't have anything to do with anybody else who's not, into biology. And I just go up and I do my biology every day. I talk to my fellow biologists and I come home and go to bed. Oh man. So there can be this kind of, stodgy conservative thinking, can also be fear, depression, attitude. The glass is half empty. I see what's missing. I see what could be wrong here. Saturn is very cautious. Let's be cautious now. Let's not be weird. Okay, that's a weird idea. Where did you get that idea? Where did you read that? Don't be going to WikiLeaks, and coming up with all this kind of weird conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It's like, somewhere down the road, some external authority, okay, said this is the way to look at the world. And so you can look at the world that way, but that's not the only way. Don't forget Sagittarius is the right brain. We'll get to that. Okay. So it can also have to do with depression, negative thinking. Okay. Saturn can really bring up, oh, there's no way that, that's possible. There's no way I'm going to get this done. There's no, I mean, it's just blocks. Sometimes there's even stuttering with Saturn in the third house, Saturn, Mercury. Mercury is this throat chakra. It's me just communicating and creating through my voice, creating through my words. Okay, so it's this creative energy coming out. And Saturn can really, hold that in. But not only hold it in, what's a good side of that? Deep. Saturn is reflection. So this is a deep thinker. And he could have stuttering problems and problems communicating just because he's very deep. She is very deep into, okay, and it's hard to maybe get it into words, okay. And yet, that is the very challenge of the Saturn and the purpose of the Saturn-Mercury aspect in the chart. This lifetime, you are to be a writer. And you need to take that deep, sober wisdom and form it and structure it so that other people can understand it and read it and hear it and learn from you. So you've got to overcome your self-consciousness or your cautiousness, or what's, it's some external authority, told you, It's got to be your own deep, original work. So Saturn, Mercury people are usually not very superficial. They don't do real super good at the cocktail parties. They like to, they look you, they have this serious conversation and they're talking business. A lot of times it is business. One of the downsides of that Saturn Mercury can be too much business. And I'm just always talking about business, and I'm not in touch with emotions or feelings or, this feminine energy that goes around and around. No, I'm intellectual, air. I'm great on, Facebook and chat box and blogs and Instagram, and I can write all different kinds of things, but I'm but there may not be, it could be about, Mercury has to do with commerce and business. So yes, I can write about stocks. Okay, I can write about economy. I can, write about business. I can write about, mundane, this world. Saturn is the third dimension. Okay. What the call, and you have to look at, of course, at the other aspects of the chart. You always look at the whole chart. What is the soul intention? Where are we going? Pluto, polarity point, north node of the moon, kind of thing. And what is the point of this? Mercury, Saturn. Is this soul needing to overcome this or, really solidify this? A lot of this comes clear with the whole chart. In the end, hopefully, the aspect leads to a situation and a condition where you are able to, it's like the old show Dragnet, just the facts, ma'am. The elder, the king's advisor, queen's advisor, okay, is objective and looking at, everything from the good of all the people, the good of future generations. And I can objectively figure, analyze, communicate in clear forms. My spreadsheets are the best spreadsheets ever, right? Saturn, Mercury. And everybody benefits from that type of an aspect. You got it? The moon. Saturn moon, fourth house, Cancer a little bit. Yeah. The moon is my inner child. It's my feelings. It's my fears. It's my needs, my desire to emotionally connect and to be emotionally nurtured, understood, held, and my ability to, of course, nurture, hold, feel, connect, be a good parent, flow with what emerges up out of the collective unconscious. It's a water planet. It's a water sign. And the moon has to do with my personal subconscious. But that watery element is connected. Consciousness is consciousness. My personal subconscious is connected to, yeah. So Saturn, moon. And of course, Cancer is opposite Capricorn. So the moon and Saturn have this kind of a natural, polarity. I don't want to say antagonistic, but sometimes it feels that way. Yeah. The needs to balance my subjective needs with the needs of the community and the needs of other people and the world at large. Who comes first? What comes first? Well, very often when Saturn aspects the moon, other people come first. Business comes first. The job comes first. Your commitments come first. And you come last. The moon suffers under this Saturn influence. Okay? Saturn is cold. The moon is warm. Yeah. Saturn says, you got to get the job done before you play, before you have fun, before you go home. You can't. You got to finish your homework before you can, enjoy yourself, kind of a thing. So the moon can get a little frustrated. Our inner child can kind of get, really, we can feel guilty or we can feel selfish or self-centered. There can be judgments, parental, religious, societal, oh, you're just being a baby, or you're being selfish, or you're being self-centered when you stay home if you're sick. I have moon opposite Saturn. Here I am working. I'm doing this video, and I have a sore throat. I know. Saturn moon. My personal life suffers dramatically as a result of my professional interests out in the world. Yeah. So it's really a call to balance my personal life with my life of business, and to really come and see, is that important to me personally? Is that emotionally fulfilling? Is what I'm doing emotionally fulfilling? And does it make me feel cozy and comfy and good and about, myself, my home? I gotta say, Saturn and moon do make great parents, right? They're very responsible parents. It's like they are going to be, we're going to raise our kids just right. Okay. I mean, they may be a little strict, a little bit more on the authoritarian side, but they take their family, moon, seriously. Saturn. You see these connections. So again, we just want to, I want to emphasize over and over and over again. And in the worksheet that I pass out here for this, it's also look at what external authority told you about parenting. What external authority gave you instructions, on how to take care of yourself? Was it your mom or your dad or an older brother or sister? Like, this is how you take care of yourself, you don't need to shower, every day. You need to brush your teeth 3 times a day. Just like self-care. It's a very shitty example, but and I hope you get what I'm saying. Then you can look at this external authority, and then you can compare Okay, is that really, are there laws, rules, and regulations, truly reflective of my own personal truth, my own needs? That's the moon. Let's do a little bit with the sun. Saturn, sun. Sun in Leo, sun in the 5th house. Play, fun, expression, creativity, originality, recreation. I'm an agent of life. I'm a ray of sun from the sun. Yeah, I'm a gambler. I play the game. I'm in it. I am the sun. I am Leo, the lion, the king or the queen of the jungle. Big stuff. Yeah, big stuff. Roar. Big roar. Center of attention, drama. Okay. Just like the belle of the ball. Leo's just, they throw the best parties. It's like, yeah, there can be this generosity that happens. Boom, boom, boom. Here comes Saturn. Saturn says, there's a way to express yourself. Okay. Who made you an authority? You need to study. You need to get those letters after your name. You need to be socially acceptable before your expressions or your creativity. You need to really, direct that solar power towards physical, financial security, physical, financial, the world, the third dimensional world. The job is big, authority is big, your reputation is big, your responsibilities are big. The thing that Saturn can do is really, it can make us responsible. Strong Saturn people are very responsible. Sometimes they're too responsible, right? They do too much for everybody else or to get the job done. And then they get sick or they get, beat down or they feel suppressed. In relationships, Venus, Saturn people can feel controlled. And Sun people, Moon people, when Saturn comes in, Saturn is control. And this struggle with being controlled or being judged versus judging and being in control. So there's control freak issues whenever you've got these strong Saturn aspects, particularly to the personal planets. I'm spending more time on the personal planets, okay, because these personal planets is where Saturn is really felt personally. So when it comes to the Sun Saturn, it's like you're old before your time. You're mature. Saturn is mature. You can be serious. You're a serious person. Yeah. You like adults. Okay. You don't, the kids and that little stuff and play. It can be hard for you to play. Okay. You just want to commit and be responsible and have your duties done. And it can be a little hard on your physical body. Saturn rules vitamin C. It has to do with sleep. Okay, so you need calcium in the bones. You really need to take care of yourself. We'll get a little bit in with that with the 6th house, but yeah. So with the Sun, the upside. Okay, the upside is that these people, like I say, they are very responsible. They are very dutiful. And as they mature and get older and are treated with more respect, and given more responsibility. The thing is, they want to be treated like an adult, even when they're 5 years old. A lot of Sun Saturn people can be their parents' teachers and their parents' authority. Okay, I'm running this house. They have this like natural, control. And I set the boundaries, I set the rules, I set the laws. Mom, you're doing that all wrong. Dad, this, whatever. So as they get older and they have more of an opportunity to apply, their natural skills of organization, setting boundaries. Saturn also has to do with delegating, being able to delegate, responsibilities and authority to other people. So this is also a side to that. Then it's like, these are your Bill Gates, these are your Donald Trumps, these are your politicians, these are the people that have the perseverance, the endurance, the drive, the ambition to really make it, stay with it. And again, they can really be good life coaches, helping others to fully come in more and more, to your truth and your power. Okay? So I'm going to pause this here.